things you can do to kind of immerse yourself in different African experiences, whether it be art, shopping, food, music. You can do that on the continent or wherever you are in the diaspora. Did you notice the new logo and the new video intro? Very excited about this. I had changed my tagline from Plan, Observe, Discover to Immersive African Experiences wherever you go, because I'm now talking a lot more not just about travel but also about things you can do to kind of immerse yourself in different African experiences, whether it be art, shopping, food, music. You can do that on the continent or wherever you are in the diaspora. So I want to kind of include that in what I talk about here at The Careful One. So today, we continue our series talking about different things around travel, kind of all get us in the mood in preparation for traveling again, hopefully towards the end of this year or definitely next year in 2022. So today I'm talking about glitch fares. I'm talking about what they are they real, are they not, things that you can need to look out for, and just ways that you can benefit and get the best out of a glitch fare should you ever come across one. Let's get into it. So what is an error fare? An error fare is simply when there's some kind of mistake or an error made when it comes to putting out the ticket prices of certain flights. Now, if you can imagine, there's so many flights going around the world at one time, and all the systems used that need to kind of communicate with each other, slip-ups and errors do happen. There are 4 ways that these usually happen. So one of the ways that happens if there's a discrepancy between an OTA, an online travel agency such as Expedia, and an actual airline, and the prices are different. That's one way an error can occur. A 4th way it can happen is for human error. As people are manually inputting the data and the numbers into the systems, they can make a mistake, then you end up with a heavily discounted fare. Another way this can happen is that when there's an issue with difference with currency conversion. So for example, if a ticket's supposed to be priced in dollars, but actually gets priced in a currency with lower value than the dollar, you end up with an error and you get a very cheap ticket. And the 4th way this can happen is simply when, for example, a business class or first class ticket is priced at an economy class ticket. You'll get a really great deal, but that's because there's been an error. So how do you go about finding these error deals and getting these cheap tickets? Well, the first thing you need to do is sign up either through website newsletters or sometimes Facebook groups where they give their subscribers or their clients, they give them the information and let them know when these cheap fares or these error mistakes have happened. The biggest name is out there, Secret Flying. Sign up to their Facebook page, turn on notifications, and then you'll get all those great deals coming in. Sometimes some of these websites or people that specifically always look out for discounted tickets or error or glitch fares, they have specific web pages. I have joined Jack's Flight Club, and you get emails on a regular basis about either the deals or actual glitch fares. You can just sign up for free and you just get the basic information, but if you go for the premium membership, you will get access to a lot more glitch fares and error fares that can save you a lot of money. There are others too that are sometimes very specific to either a country or specific to an airport. For example, if there is one that is specifically looking at flights that are cheap flying at the airport nearest you, that could be another great way to save on deals. So, you've come across an error fare. What are you supposed to do and what are you not supposed to do to make sure you get the most out of this? Now, be aware that it is down to discretion of the airline whether they're going to honor that deal. Sometimes they'll come back and they'll cancel it simply because, well, that was way too cheap and you knew that. So first thing first, that if you come across a really good deal and it's an error fare because you signed up for membership for one of these different websites or Facebook groups, etc., book it straight away. If they're not going to honor the glitch fare, they will have to refund you your full amount, so you don't really have any loss. Another thing to do is, as soon as you can, is do check the cancellation policy. Some airlines, just as normal, they may have a grace period where if you cancel within a certain time, you will get your refund back anyway. So do find out what the cancellation policy is before you book it. But if possible, it's more likely to be honored if you book directly with the airline. This is simply because if you book through an OTA such as Expedia or another third-party website, it takes a bit of time for that information of your booking to get through to the airline, and sometimes within that time they've corrected the error and they will not honor it. Things that you should not do: do not book any extra travel things, such as do not book tours, do not book your hotel. Wait a few weeks and make sure that the airline is going to honor this fare before you book anything else. Another thing I would say as well is to be sure that check it with it. Is baggage going to be included? Do you need to pay for your seat? Is there going to be in-flight meals? Check if there's going to be a layover and how long that layover is going to be, because sometimes it's a really cheap flight, but it's a cheap flight because it means you're going to be sitting in the airport for 30 hours and you may not be able to leave the airport depending on what the flight rules are or the rules of that destination are. So do look into that first as well. Another thing you should not do is do not call the airline and say, oh, I saw this really cheap ticket online. Is it real? Don't do that, because if it was a made in error, they'll correct the error. I'll tell you, oh no, that was a mistake, sorry, and you're not going to get the ticket. So do not contact the airline, do not contact the third party to confirm and make sure book it, because whether or not they honor it or not, if they honor it, you get a great cheap flight. If they don't honor it, as I said before, it simply means they're going to refund you the money and say, we're sorry, we're not going to honor that price, here you go, and then give it back to you. Okay, so that is all from me today. I hope you're able to take advantage of some glitch flights and some heavily discounted fares in the future. If you have anything else you want to know more about, always leave your comment below. If you've ever booked a flight really cheaply to anywhere, I love to hear about it and where you ended up going, and if the airline ordered it or not. Also, tell me your stories in the comments. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again next week.